Hello ladies and gentlemen, Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Powers of the Prime Deluxe Class Autobot Jazz. He, like all the other ones, all the other Deluxe Class figures, come with this really neat little card. Very, very nice artwork on the front. And on the back, he is Onyx Jazz, a daredevil fighter with razor-sharp instincts. Okay then! Now, Jazz is modeled in blue, red, white, silver, and black, and the figure looks pretty good. I like the overall look of the figure. It is a little bit oddly proportioned and is a bit of a shell former, meaning he folds out into a shell. The overall aesthetic of the figure front to back is fine. He's cast in white, and the white is actually uniform throughout the entire figure. But my favorite part of this figure is the head sculpt. I love this head sculpt. It is so G1 crossed with a little bit of the movie. It works incredibly well for me and triggers all my G1 aesthetic love for it. I like it. I really, really do. It's the best part of the figure. Unfortunately for the rest of the figure, other than the chest and the lower legs, there's not a lot of detail happening here. It's not the best looking figure, and it's probably one of the weirdest in terms of posability. He's got swivels and he's got several swivels and hinges in the arms that just feel weird and lanky, and he's got this giant flat back, but then his midriff and and torso are very, very thin in the front. It just feels weird. It's just odd. Also, the ball joints in the hips are a little bit loose, but nothing I can't fix. The figure comes with a gun that is very reminiscent of his original G1 gun, though hollowed out, though nicely detailed, and he also comes with Prime Armor. The Prime Armor has the ability to hold a Titan's Master in the top of it. I'm using Scorponok again. The clear part we just ejected is the same across all of the figures that I own currently, and it can be used as this little clear gun. I would have loved to have been painted white. I'm probably going to go ahead and paint it white with some highlights in red and blue, just to differentiate the darn thing. Though something about the Prime Armor that's a little weird is it looks like it's thrusters as opposed to like cannons or something. So I kind of expected this to be able to fit on his back somehow. It doesn't, though it can plug into his butt. His butt has a plug there. Other than that, it can fit in or peg into his upper abdomen. Not very well, though. I'm probably doing this wrong, but it really feels like it's supposed to peg up here and then just give him a prime armor beer gut. Weird. The figure sports 15 points of articulation, no torso articulation, unfortunately, so you can get some decent poses out of it. Transformation-wise, the transformation is annoying. I find this transformation very annoying. Start off with, take the chest, flip it up, and peg it into the area behind his shoulders. They're supposed to snap into place, but they do come off very easily. Fold the head almost all the way up, or all the way down, just far enough until it pegs or hits the combiner port. Take that little flap in his belly, flip it all the way up and out, and then sandwich it forward until it can peg into the area underneath that canopy. You might actually need to unpeg it to do that, and then snap that back into place. And requires a lot of force to snap these bits into place, and they don't stay snapped in. Then you can straighten out the arms, and then fold them underneath the body, and peg them into the side of the torso. Or, what you can do is take the entire torso, fold it out away from the figure, fold the legs or split the legs out like that, open the rear of the legs, fold up the feet, and then collapse the legs in. And I think this is the way you're supposed to do the transformation, because if you don't do it this way, these weird flipping in towards the middle of the legs flaps that you collapse the legs into really get in the way of just everything. Then we can fold that up, fold the arms down, peg them into place, and then we are done with the transformation into car mode. Now, this is not a Porsche. I don't care what you say. This is a hypercar. And a hypercar is one level up from a supercar, which is a Ferrari or a high-end Porsche or something like that. These are racing cars, not road cars. It looks okay. It looks fine. panel gaps aplenty, but otherwise it looks okay. You can pose the gun either here on the top of the engine or on the sides. Either way, it's fine. And as you see, I forgot to fold up that foot. Oh well. The other thing you could do is take the peg from the prime armor and peg it in up top like that. And then fold the fists down if you want. So you can get prime armor, and this is where the jet thrusters come into play, because now it feels like those thrusters are there for a reason. Now to show off the limb modes real quick. First, we're going to go to the leg mode, and that's where that hinge for the torso comes into play. So you'll unhinge it, fold it all the way down like this, then flip that up, close the arms back up, and then fold the entire top section of the car down until you can get it right about, there we go, like that. And then the edge of the front doors will peg in to these little peg holes right there. And there we have the bottom limb mode. And that actually looks pretty cool. I think that's really neat. Now for the arm mode, it's pretty much return it to the way it was supposed to be with the car mode, and then extend the legs, and then just get everything situated into place. And the arm mode works. I like it. I think it works. Yep. Oh, and I kind of lied about there being no torso articulation. It's right there. You just can't really pose him all that well in robot mode anyway. One thing I do want to show you before we get into the final thoughts is getting him back into robot mode. You would think you would just push it all the way up against it and fold it down. That's not how that works. So what you want to do is bring the torso out just a little bit and just kind of fiddle with the figure until you could get these clear pegs right where the tips of my fingers are to peg into these slots at the top of the torso. You just kind of have to futz with it and fiddle with it. It goes on pretty easily, though. And there we go, robot mode. Now, before we end this review, there is one little thing we need to talk about. And that is this Autobot symbol right here on the outside of the car mode has 4 Cybertronian characters under it. Those Cybertronian characters translate to MAGA, which is an acronym for Make America Great Again. So somebody, Hasbro's claiming it's a third party, put a political statement onto Jazz, which is stupid. I don't care what affiliation anyone has. It's dumb, and it shouldn't be there. These are toys. These have nothing to do with politics. I understand that people have things to do with politics. People have political opinions. That's fine. Keep the political opinions out of our children's toys, please. I'm a collector. I'm an adult. I have my own political views. The fact that that's there, that the stupid little thing is there, doesn't bother me that much. But knowing it's there on a child's toy infuriates me, because quite frankly, things are bad enough. Being a kid today is hard enough. Just leave them out of it for now, guys. I mean, they're going to have to deal with so much as they enter school and online. And as I said, being a kid nowadays is hard enough. So Jazz is a pretty okay figure. It's not perfect, a little unwieldy at times, but overall he's pretty okay. Love the head sculpt, just wish he had more paint. Maybe some paint up here in the shoulders. Maybe a little bit of extra paint or lining in the arms. Just a little bit more paint would have been great. Otherwise, it's fine. It's a perfectly fine figure. And I'm looking forward to getting him combined up with some Combiner Wars or some other Power of the Prime figures as they come down the line. So gang, I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you loved it, give me a subscribe. And as always, I'm Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.